Welcome, everyone. Today, we are walking through a truly fascinating explainer. We're unpacking the epic, ongoing tug-of-war between humanity and the natural world by decoding the core concepts of human geography. Let's explore how our physical surroundings dictate our lives and how we, in turn, rewrite the rules of nature.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Just ponder this for a second. Are we fundamentally shaped by our physical environment, or do we shape it? Does nature dictate exactly where and how we live, or are we the ones in the driver's seat? This back and forth, this dialectic, is really the beating heart of geography.
To answer that, here is our roadmap for today. We'll be defining human geography, exploring when nature rules, and then when humans take control. After that, we'll look at the traffic light of nature, and finally, the modern geographic landscape.
Section 1. Defining human geography, the Earth as our home. You know, geography isn't just about memorizing maps or capital cities. Its main goal is to treat the Earth as our unified home. The foundational geographer Paul Vidal de la Blache framed this perfectly. He argued that modern geography demands a synthetic knowledge of physical laws and living beings. What he basically meant was, we aren't separate from nature. We are deeply, permanently embedded in it.
And our very language actually proves this deep connection. Geographers constantly use anatomical metaphors, language meant for the human body, to describe the physical landscape. We talk about the face of the Earth, the eye of the storm, or the snout of the glacier, which admittedly makes Mother Nature sound like she might need a checkup. But it proves that our physical structures and human activities are just intrinsically intertwined.
Section 2. When nature rules, the naturalization of humans.
Let's travel back to the historical thesis of our story, a time when our ancestors completely lacked advanced technology. This state is defined as environmental determinism. In this scenario, nature is absolutely the dominant force, and human societies are mostly passive agents. Early humans adapted their entire existence to climate and topography. They viewed Mother Nature as a sacred, incredibly powerful force to be deeply feared and strictly conserved.
Now, educators who really bring these concepts to life, like OMGODARA, a fantastic PGT in geography at the PM Shri School Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya over in Mansa, Punjab, often use vivid examples to ground this theory. Take Benda, a man living in the Abujamad area of central India. His small community practices primitive shifting cultivation. They rely entirely on wild botanical products, and their very survival is intimately tied to their reverence for Loy Luji, the forest spirit. Benda is essentially the ultimate example of the naturalized human.
Section 3. When humans take control, the humanization of nature.
But, of course, humanity doesn't stay in that passive state forever. Welcome to the antithesis of our story, possibilism. In this framework, nature doesn't dictate, it merely offers opportunities. Think about the discovery of fire, or conquering diseases via DNA sequencing, or mastering aerodynamics. We took the options nature gave us, applied technology, and shifted from bare survival to just unprecedented freedom, completely humanizing the landscape as we went. The contrast here is just staggering. On one side, we have Ben Salda relying directly on local forest spirits for his survival, and on the other side, we have Kari in Trondheim, Norway. She lives in a harsh, dark, subpolar climate, yet she works inside a massive, climate-controlled glass dome and snacks on tropical pineapples flown in from across the globe. Kari's technologically insulated and highly caffeinated life dramatically highlights how possibilism allows us to completely bypass physical constraints.
Section 4. The traffic light of nature. Neo-determinism.
However, unrestricted human freedom over nature has a massive cost. Extreme possibilism led to severe environmental crises, forcing a synthesis in our conflict. We call this neo-determinism or stop-and-go determinism. Proposed by Griffith Taylor way back in 1920, it argues for a balanced middle path, the Maju Marg. We don't have absolute control, but we aren't completely helpless either. Development must simply respect ecological limits.
Taylor used a brilliant everyday metaphor for this, a city traffic light. A red light means development has hit a dangerous ecological threshold and humanity absolutely must stop. The amber light is a transition phase. You pause, evaluate the feedback from the environment, and prepare safer strategies. And the green light, well, that means development can proceed safely, but only with modifications that nature can actually sustain.
The terrifying reality, though, is that humanity's extreme possibilism has been blowing right through the red lights.
By ignoring these ecological thresholds, we've created massive, global crises: global warming, ozone depletion, rapidly receding glaciers, and severe land degradation. Recognizing Taylor's traffic lights isn't just academic theory anymore, folks. It is literally an absolute necessity for our long-term survival.
Section 5. The Modern Geographic Landscape: Paradigms and Connections.
These pressing life-or-death realities shaped how geographers actually study the world today. The discipline didn't just stay static. Back in the 1800s, it was really just about colonial exploration. By the 1960s, the quantitative revolution turned geography into a discipline of abstract math and spatial modeling. But by the 1970s, geographers realized abstract math couldn't solve human suffering. And by the 1990s, postmodernism took hold, focusing on highly localized, contextualized narratives rather than grand one-size-fits-all theory.
That 1970s shift was a massive turning point. Geographers essentially rebelled against dehumanized math by creating 3 socially engaged schools of thought. The welfare school tackled real-world inequalities in housing and healthcare. The radical school used Marxian theory to explain structural poverty. And the behavioral school focused on how different social categories, based on ethnicity and religion, actually perceive and live within their geographic space.
Because human activity is so incredibly complex, modern human geography has to be highly interdisciplinary. If you want to study behavioral geography, you need psychology. Social well-being requires welfare economics. Electoral geography connects with spephology. To truly understand the human landscape, we have to pull insights from the entire web of the social sciences. It's like a giant puzzle where every piece matters.
We've covered the epic shift from nature dictating our survival to humans dominating the landscape, and finally, the urgent need for a balanced middle path. So I want to leave you with a final provocative thought. Look at your own hometown, your own city, your own local environment. Based on the sustainable development we've discussed today, which traffic light is your community currently driving through? Are you at green, amber, or have you blown right past a red? Take that thought with you and keep exploring your world.